What's going on, everybody? Welcome back. If you're new to my channel, my name is Carletta, and here I speak on spirituality and self-awareness. So, I'm gonna keep it real. I was just trying to record a video and I had to get out my car because I'm like, you know what? I'm having some creative blocks here. And have you ever been in the middle of doing something and you just got frustrated? You just like, what is this is getting on my nerves. So I got out of my car and here I am. I'm in the park and the goal is to make this video. And today I wanted to talk about spiritual growth, spiritual progress, and spiritual maturity. All pretty much the same thing. I just want to say all the words. But movement forward on your journey of spirituality. And the reason why I wanted to talk about this is naturally because it came up on my consciousness. I was reflecting, very much introspective, and I think that the key to moving forward is being honest with yourself and being able to track these things, being aware of what's going on in your world. And as I was reflecting on this topic, these are some of the things that I received, some of the answers that I received in regards to checking or tracking your progress, And even if, these are some of the things that you might not have done, you can always work on doing these things that activate spiritual progress. So, with that said, let's get right on into it. So the first thing that I have here that is a sign of spiritual progress is accountability. This is sign number one. Sign number one of spiritual progress, because life is about being responsible and, being willing to look at your life and know that you are the God of your life, not pointing the fingers at other people and looking around and focusing on what they're doing, but looking internally and coming to that realization that you are creating what's going on in your life, the good, the bad, and the ugly. So I would say this is the first sign of spiritual growth, when you are able to take accountability for your life and your decisions. Now, the second sign of spiritual progress is a healthy level of detachment. You are not of this world, you are in this world. So you have a healthy level of detachment from this world. And just to clarify that, we are human, so naturally it is impossible not to have some type of attachment while we're here. If you enjoy doing something, it's something that you're passionate about, you're going to have a connection to it. If you, bonding with someone, you've developed a relationship, family, you're going to have connection there. You're going to have some level of an attachment. But an unhealthy attachment is when that person, place, or thing begins to be your ruler. And you can't make a move without it, And a healthy level of detachment is basically coming to that point in your life where you're like, if this person leaves my life, it may hurt me, but life goes on, I can lose my car tomorrow, I can lose my job, but life goes on. I'll be okay. You've come to that place where you have faith and know that everything is going to be all right, regardless of how things turn out, and you're not so attached that that thing, that person, place, or thing is a crutch in your life where you're codependent on it. So that is sign number two, is if you have a healthy level of detachment, that is a sign of spiritual maturity. Now, the third sign of spiritual development is facing your fears. You don't allow your fears to control you and, keep power over you. Instead, you work through them. So if there's something in your life that you're uncomfortable with, something that reduces those feelings of anxiety, and makes you afraid. Instead of bypassing these things, you work through these things. You do what you have to do to improve in those areas that you feel fear, so that that fear no longer has that power over you. That is a sign of spiritual progress too, when you are able to work through your fears and overcome them. Now, the fourth sign of spiritual growth and maturity is overcoming your challenges. And I took a side because, this was a challenge for me. Like, simply recording this video, you probably like, what the hell? Like, that shouldn't be a challenge. But, as somebody that is over analytical sometimes, I can be my worst critic. So, you know, sometimes recording videos is difficult for me, just being all the way real. But it can be something as small as recording a video. It could be something as huge as um, overcoming a death, or overcoming your life circumstances where you are searching for work, or you are dealing with something that requires patience. Maybe you're being challenged in the area of having more compassion for yourself, or compassion for people in your life that might not be so easy to deal with. There's so many different challenges that we can be faced with. Everybody's challenge is different, but if you persevere through your challenges, if you are resilient through your challenges, that is a sign of spiritual growth. And this may also look like, your tolerance level expanding. The things that you might have lost your temper over, before, you realize that your temper is starting to mellow out. Things are things outside of you are not controlling you as much. And that's also a huge sign of spiritual maturity. And it's one quote that somebody had said a while ago, I overheard. They said, nobody on this planet should be able to trigger you. That is a huge sign of spiritual maturity, is being able to get to that level in your life where nothing outside of you can touch you. You're invisible. You have truly become the God you are. When you got to that level where nothing outside of you triggers you, bother you, it doesn't matter what goes on, you're okay. That is a sign that you are elevating. That's a sign that you are becoming spiritually mature. And this also can look like embracing insecurities as well, accepting flaws, the things that this world makes us believe are things that we should be ashamed of, that are just natural human things, things that we have been programmed to believe are negative, those shadow aspects of ourselves. Spiritual maturity also comes about when learning to embrace those things. If you're embracing those insecurities about yourself and integrating them, that's also a sign of spiritual progress. And the fifth sign that I have here is forward movement and working on yourself. This is a given. If you are waking up every day and putting effort into your life, you're investing in yourself, you're putting energy into the things that bring you fulfillment, that is a sign of spiritual development. Commitment to your growth, devotion to yourself, that's a sign of spiritual maturity, and just not dwelling on things that make you feel bad, dwelling on your wounds instead of giving yourself credit for your wins. Instead, you're amplifying your strengths instead of focusing on your weaknesses. Those are signs of spiritual growth. And the essentials of life, taking care of yourself, prioritizing your needs. This may look like setting healthy boundaries, eliminating or minimizing people, places, and things that drain your energy, doing shadow work, spiritual practice, rituals. It'll look different for each and every one of us, one thing about life is no one shoe fits all. It's not black, white. There's a whole lot of gray, which is one thing that I'm learning. And, I feel like coming to that place in life where you just focus on being the best version of yourself and continuing to move in the direction where that version of you is. That is a sign of spiritual growth. Oh, we got a dog here. So that is a sign of spiritual growth. Is if you just keeping forward movement. You got your eyes on the prize, and that is in the direction of your highest good. And sign number 6, I would say, is honesty. Being honest. Being able to keep it real. If you can't keep it real with yourself, then how you gonna be honest with someone else? And that's where it starts. It starts with being honest with yourself, and um, being kind with yourself, compassion towards yourself, and giving a healthy analysis of yourself, which is an area that I'm working on, that balance where, like I said, you are just focused on the direction of things that's going to uplift you and empower you, not dwelling on things that's going to bring you down. And being honest, honest in those areas where you can improve, if you know that you can do something better to build yourself up in your health, you're honest about that. If you know that you might need to get out and do some exercise, and if you know that you might need to do some things differently in your life, you're able to give yourself a healthy analysis and be honest and have a level of integrity, which means that even when nobody is watching, you're able to do the right thing, and treat people the way that you want to be treated, respectfully and kindly. So, that's pretty much a given. All of these things, I feel like it's kind of like much of a given. But, I feel like this was a good topic to talk about, because as I said, I feel like it's important to be able to track our progress in life, because there's so much going on in this world, and we need to make sure that we stay motivated and we keep ourselves encouraged along our journey, so that we don't give up, and we continue to have an optimistic and enthusiastic outlook on our future and on ourselves. So with that said, that's pretty much all I wanted to say for this video today. I hope that you found this information helpful. I hope that you enjoyed the video today, and I'll catch you in the next one.